Hello, this is Tamisha with Educational Tutoring Centers with a tutorial on solving a system of equation. I am going to use the substitution method. I'm going to, on the left side of my screen here, solve it by hand, and then on the right side, show you how to use this wonderful TI Nspire calculator. Okay, so I'm going to choose to use this first equation here on the left side to solve for one of my variables as opposed to the right. It doesn't matter which one you choose. I choose to use this one because there are no coefficients in front of my variables, which cuts my process down by one step. And I'm going to choose to solve for x. And you can choose to solve for whichever variable you want in either of these equations. The answer is going to come out to be the same as long as you do your process correctly. Okay, so I'm solving for x, so I'm going to subtract y on both sides of my equation. Okay, so that gives me x is equal to 9 minus y. I could have written negative y. I could have written negative y, so I'm going to put an or between here. I could have written negative y plus 9. Either way, the expressions say the exact same thing. And so it says x is equal to this expression, or I can use this expression. And then you take it and you substitute it in place of x. Substituting it. Substituting means take something and put it in place of another thing. So here, since I'm substituting x with this expression, I will now have, instead of 2 times x, I have 2 times 9 minus y. And then everything else I'm just going to bring down the same. Minus 3y is equal to 8. Okay? Now further simplifying, I just need to distribute this 2. And so this will make that expression 18 minus 2y minus 3y is equal to 8. Okay? And now I'm going to combine my like terms, which are the y variable terms, which will make negative 5y, and I'll just bring down everything else just the same. And continuing to simplify this in order to solve for y, I want to isolate my y variable on the left side of the equation. So I'm eliminating the constant of 18 from this left side, leaving me with negative 5y equal to a negative 10. Okay, so if I have $8 and I want to spend $18, I'm going to be short $10. And to solve for here, I'm going to divide both sides by negative 5 because I have to do the opposite operation of what's here. So that says negative 5 times y, so I divide it by negative 5. And a negative divided by negative is positive. So my y value is 2. So I said that y is equal to 2. Now, if you're saying that y is equal to 2, you should be able to substitute it here in the original equation and get your x value. You can substitute it in here, which is still showing an expression of the same equation here. So you should be able to write it in here, right here, in your y place. And you should be able to take it back here and substitute it in that equation in place of y so that you can solve for x. And some people will like to say, well, you worked all the way through here and got your value for y, so don't substitute it back into this equation. Well, the reality of it is that if this is one of your coordinates in your solution, then it should work in both equations. So it doesn't matter which one you substitute it in, and I'm going to show you that now. So I said y is equal to 2. So I'm going to substitute it in right here. I could take it and substitute it in there. I could take it and substitute it in here. Doesn't matter. Okay. So here, negative 2, because I'm substituting in place of y, plus 9 is supposed to be my x value. Well, negative 2 plus 9 is 7. So that would be my x value. And if you want to test it and see if it would happen to be the same if you put it in here in the original equation or even here in the equation that it was derived from, you just do it. And once you see that it works, then you're pretty confident that you can do it and not have to wonder if it's going to be right or wrong. So I'll show you now and have that settled for you in your mind. So here you see that I took it and I substituted it in the original equation, and I still got a value of x is equal to 7. And now I'm going to take it in here. You don't have to do all these steps when you're solving. I'm just showing you that it doesn't matter which equation you substitute it back into when you're solving for your x value. Okay, so here 2x minus 3 times 2, which is 6, equals 8. And then I'm going to add 6 on both sides. And so here I get 2x is equal to 14. Okay? And then once I divide by 2 on both sides, you see clearly that x again is equal to 7. Okay? So it doesn't matter if you put it in here, here, or here. So my solution here is my x value and my y value for my coordinates are 7 and 2. Now let's test that in this TI Nspire calculator and see what happens. So to enter this, you're going to hit your menu button, and then you're going to have a little sleeping dog next to me. Click on your graphs, add graph, okay, and then you go to menu, and you can click 3, or you can touch the 3, or you can type the 3. Then you go to equation, and then you come over here to line, and you click line, and menu, graph, equation, line. And then here you have your options. If you have your equation in the slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b, also called the y-intercept form or the slope-intercept form, however you're used to calling it, it's in the y equals format. This one is if you have a vertical line. Vertical lines go up and down, and you have a vertical line if it just says x equals and you don't see your y variable anywhere in there. And then you have the standard form, which is in the format of ax plus by equals c. Now I'm going to click that, and I'm going to show you why I clicked that. Because this equation is in standard form. This one is also in standard form. Even these boxes here are asking us for our constant terms, our coefficients here, coefficient here, and this constant number here. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the value for our coefficient on the x, which is 1. There's nothing there, so it's understood to be 1. And then I touch the next box, or I can tab over. It doesn't matter. Coefficient on y is also 1. Okay, and then here for this box, the value is 9. So let me type that in. And then to get to my next equation, I just arrow down. Okay, so I have a touchscreen computer, so I can touch here or just click that button with your mouse. And then for my second equation, I am going to enter the negative 3, because it's always the sign that's in front. If there is no sign, it's understood to be positive. So negative 3, and this one's going to be positive. So let me do that. And then I hit enter to show my equations here. Now, I want to find out what this value is right here at my intersecting point. Menu, analyze graph, intersection, and then here it's asking for my lower bound. So I'm just going to click here. Let's do that again. I'm going to go to Analyze Graph, Intersection, and it's asked me for my lower bound, so I click, and then I expand it across my intersection point, and you see it shows the solution of 7.2, and that's exactly what we have here when we did it by hand. The solution was 7.2. Okay, so that is it for this problem. Please subscribe to my channel. It will allow for you to see updates when you log into your YouTube account, or it will send you a notification to your email and let you know when a new video has been uploaded. If you liked learning how to solve systems of equations using substitution by hand and with your TI Nspire calculator, please click on like. Thank you for watching.